Ms. Modrall, we welcome you to this reception. Most of you have known Ms. Betty, as we call her, longer than Joanne and I, but we have learned to appreciate her, and we really do that because she lives down here the street from us. So we call her a neighbor. But this is a very special day. Miss Betty has been with the city for 55 years. That's a long time. That's a long time. And she still pushes forward. When we sent out the invitations, several people thought Miss Betty was retiring. So she came by and she said, "I'm not retiring." But anyway, if you see folks who question about that, you might tell them that Miss Betty is still well, alive, and doing her job. And so that's why we're here today. We welcome Jimmy, her brother, from El Paso, and they're going on their annual vacation in a few days, so that's why Jimmy's able to be here for this. The council and I have jotted down a few words that certainly no way describes Miss Betty. But tonight we have with us Ms. Martin, Ms. Krista Martin, who is council person for the 3rd Ward. And then we see a lot of former council folks in here. And committee chairman, the list goes on, former mayor Bill Gettner, Barbara, where did I see Barbara? Oh, right there. Well, Barbara, when you get old, you'll upstairs. But what I would like to do right now is share with you a tribute to Betty R. Modrall. Ms. Betty R. Modrall was born in Memphis, Tennessee, to the parents of John L. and Margaret C. Hartzell Davis. Betty grew up in Mount Pleasant and graduated from Halone High School. After high school, Betty attended Columbia Business College and married Joe Tom Modrall. Betty and Joe were married 59 years, and Joe passed away in 2009. Betty has a brother, Jimmy, who lives in El Paso, Texas. One deceased brother, John. One was a twin to Betty's sister, Jean, who lives in Macon, Georgia. Betty has been an employee of the city of Columbia since June 11, 1956. She began her career on that day as a clerk bookkeeper. On March 5, 1970, she was appointed to the position of City Recorder Finance Director and served in that capacity until 1995. Today, she continues to serve as our City of Columbia City Recorder. Betty is a member of the Tennessee Association of Municipal Clerks and Reporters, for which she received the awards of Most Distinguished Clerk in 1999 and Clerk of the Year in 2005. On June 11, 2011, Betty will serve 55 years of faithful and dedicated service. She has earned the admiration and respect of her friends, co-workers, past and present council members, as well as state officials. The citizens of the City of Columbia are fortunate to have Betty's service and leadership for the past 55 years. We wish to express our appreciation to Ms. Betty Modrall for all she contributes to making our great city what it is today. Thank you, Ms. Betty, for 55 years of dedication and work to employment at the City of Columbia. Signed the mayor, vice mayor, council members, and so forth. So with that, we present this to you. And we would ask. Thank you. that is what I just read. That's a tribute to Betty Martin.
Well, I appreciate it.
You want to say something?
I appreciate all of you being here and working with the city, and I hope to continue to work for a while. I've met a lot of friends, and that's been worthwhile. And I'm just so thankful that I have worked with the city and met a lot of good people. Thank you.
This time, I'm going to ask our senior mayor if he would have some comments. Mayor Bailey?
I'm glad he recognized my senior. We kid each other. Dean and I are good friends, in case you didn't realize that. We go back 35, 40 years, and I'm always calling him the junior mayor, and he called me the senior mayor. So that's, I can't say enough good things about this fine lady, and I think it's always so appropriate that we honor our employees, and I would love to have you as a county employee. My dad, as most of you know, was a mayor here, and he thought so much of Ms. Modrall. She was kind of a right hand to him, and also, and I was telling her brother just a moment ago, when my dad deceased, Ms. Modrall was just like a family friend to me, and she would come and say, "Mom hadn't paid her taxes." So we went down, and I always so appreciate that so much. I know you've done it for a lot of other people, and I just appreciate you. You've always gone that extra mile that the Bible speaks about, and I appreciate you and love you, honey.
Kristen, would you like to say?
Thank you so much, Mayor. I just want to say to Betty's taking care of us, my husband, my son, and my daughter. All these years when we were on city council, we traveled together. And my husband would always say, "Where's Joe? Where's Joe? Get some ice cream." So Betty took care of my kids on those trips. And I told Betty a few minutes ago, Betty, you must know that you've been here as long as I've been in the world. I'm 55 years old. Betty, we love you so much. We appreciate all that you do. We look forward to working with you many more years. Thank you so very much.
Mayor McIntyre, would you like to make your remarks?
Well, Betty and I have been friends a long, long time, way before the mayor thing. And to this day, if I want anything from the city, regardless of what department, I call Betty. Thank you, Betty.
I was first introduced to Betty in 1988 when I came to the city as a city manager. And Dean, one of the things that I think you do as a manager is you look at people and attempt to figure out those you can really work with, those that may need a little bit of pushing on, etc. And Betty proved very quickly how important she is and was when I was the city manager. If you really want to know who's the one who figures out the revenue sources, this is the young lady right here to my right, who I could always depend on when it came to budget, and whose calculations were extremely accurate. And as a result, we were able to do some great things, Betty, with your help. And of course, when I became a member of council and mayor, again, we relied extremely heavy on Betty and her professionalism and her staff to make sure that the city was running properly. Betty, we wish you the best. And look forward for a number more years.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Robinson, Ms. Hardison, excuse me. Stephen, would you like to say something?
My goodness, you caught me off guard. I always talk. I remember very well, Ben came to work at City Hall 1 year after I started working. But I've been retired for a long time. And I too, at first glance, when I got the invitation to this reception, I thought, oh no, Ben's retiring. But I read on it and but Betty has been a very dear friend of mine, still is. And I just have been very privileged to have known her for these number of years.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor, would you come on in? Since you're walking, would you like to make a few remarks to us, Betty?
I love you, Betty. When I first come down here, Betty just seemed like took me in and took me over, and she's taught me everything that I need to know about the city, and things that I didn't need to know, she just been quiet. But I really do appreciate Betty. Love to have you 55 more. I hope I make 55 more.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Next, we will go to former city council people. Mr. Powell, any comments?
I think everybody said it all, except that all of us appreciate the work that Betty has done and look forward to her continuing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Milton?
Well, I've worked around here with Betty for 32 years, and the thing about it, she survived all these new council people and you, city manager, we have her turnover. So she can say she comes to a whole lot.
Let's see here.
Well, Betty means a lot to me. I was raised up in Louisville. And the time that I was on the council, her and Sue and Miss Black, if it hadn't been for them, I don't know how it ever made it. They really took care of me, especially that thing.
Have you left anyone out, former council members? Somebody out there, Tim?
I'm here, Miss Betty.
All right.
Okay, let's now go to co-workers, former co-workers. Who wants to do first?
Betty and I went through a whole lot over the years. We sure did, and we're good friends, and I appreciate all she did for me while I was working here. Took care of me, and we went through a lot. Thank you.
Doris?
We couldn't ask for a better boss. Thank you very much, Betty. And we love you.
Well, I would like for Betty's helpers to stand. We couldn't do it without them. They're great. They're a good team. We work well together, and we really appreciate everything they do.
At this time, Tim has walked up. Tim, you got some remarks from Ms. Betty?
Those of us who've been in meetings with her know that she calculates money to the fractions of cents. Now, if we could find out how to spend cents to the fractions, we'd all be in a much better situation. I remember when I first started working, anytime I would ask for something, they'd say, go ask Miss Modrall. And she would always be able to find it. I would wonder how sometimes, but she'd always be able to find it. And, you know, I am very forgetful, and I can't keep up with, those of you who know me well know that I can't keep up with much of anything, but it doesn't matter what you ask for, Miss Betty finds it. And it just amazes me, and I thoroughly enjoyed working with her and look forward to working with her in the future.
Thank you.
Patty, some comments?
Well, when I started 15 years ago, I relied on Betty to tell me not only how some things were done, but the history behind them. And she could always give you a detailed history on exactly why things were the way they were, which I appreciated. I've always appreciated your support and friendship. Thanks.
Thank you.
I see Tim, did you tell Jim to come in to the
I've only worked with her for 35 years, but it's been a pleasure, and she always knows what's going on, and with the transition that goes on in government, she's been the mainstay that could always pull it all together and know what was done 10 years ago or 20 years ago, and help keep everybody straight, and I've really enjoyed working with you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Any other comments at this time from anyone? No comments? Okay. Miss Betty, we have this red roses. Mr. Wayman Hickman, First Farmers, sent those to you. He also sent you a letter. And
They're beautiful.
We hope that you will take those and enjoy them. And on behalf of First Farmers, Roseanne, that group that works with us up there. And pass that on.